Hey guys, John Soda here, back again doing another movie review, and today we'll be reviewing Thor the Dark World. Now, Thor the Dark World is directed by Alan Taylor and has a pretty big cast of Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, Anthony Hopkins, Tom Hiddleston, Christopher Eccleston, Kat Dennings, Reen Russo, Jamie Alexander, Stellan Skarsgård, Idris Elba, Jonathan Howard, Zachary Levi, Ray Stevenson, Chris O'Dowd, and Adewale Akinoi Agbaje. I don't know how to say his name. So yeah. And the plot of Thor: The Dark World is that it takes place after the first Avengers, like right after the first Avengers, kind of like I think a year after the first Avengers actually, because it takes place in 2013. So yeah, and then Loki is now like being prisoned in Asgard, like he's now like being prisoned in Asgard because of what he did in Earth. So yeah, and like his parents don't really seem to love him anymore because like he did so much bad stuff on Earth. So yeah, and then from there we follow with Thor, who's been like fighting in battles a lot while that happens. So yeah, and then yeah, and it's like and so like he still like doesn't forgive his brother for what he did and all of that. So yeah, and then we follow with the villain to this movie named Malekith. Now Malekith like has this plan to like get this thing called the Ether, which the Ether can like open like worlds and all of that, and like make teleporters and all of that, and it's really strong and is one of the 6 Infinity Stones in the galaxy. But they do not say that in this movie. It's just the Ether, but it doesn't say that it's one of the 6 Infinity Stones. So yeah, and the Ether they actually do say it, but not even till the end credits. So yeah, but the Ether Malekith wants the Ether because like with the Ether it'll help him like bring in all the 6 realms like all together, and he wants to rule over all of them. So yeah, he wants to rule over the whole 6 realms and have them all like be together. So yeah, but like he's trying to get the Ether for that, but before he can get the Ether, we follow with Jane Foster. Now Jane this takes place 2 years after the first Thor movie. This movie's both a sequel to the first Thor and the Avengers 2, unlike Iron Man 3, which was mostly more of a sequel to the Avengers, not even a sequel to Iron Man 2 at all. So yeah, just before I go any further, my camera ran out of storage before I could say my rating for Iron Man 3. I rate Iron Man 3 a B, just so you guys know. So yeah, what was I saying? So yeah, Thor: The Dark World. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Jane Foster. Like we follow with her, and like she's with She's still with Darcy Lewis. I was about to say Kat Dennings. That's the name of the actress. So yeah, Jane Foster is still with Darcy Lewis, and like they're still still have their van and all of that, and still doing research and all of that. Like they're still doing that, but like they're doing research to find Thor. Like they've been doing it for 2 years. Like they've been trying to find Thor for 2 years, and like Jane just is sad that Thor has been gone for this long, that her boyfriend has been gone for this long, and she even tried to go on a date with someone, but she felt very uncomfortable because she was like, no, I miss Thor, I don't want to do this. So yeah, and then from there, what else was I saying? And then from there, like they're in Europe, I think. Yeah, they're in London. Yeah, they're in London. Darcy and Jane, and also Darcy has an intern that's helping them out too, named Ian. Yeah, that's his name is Ian. So Ian's helping them out too. So yeah. What else was I thinking? What was I thinking? Oh yeah, so they're in London, and then they get word that there's this weird thing going on in this abandoned place. So they go there, and there's kids in there, and the kids know the power of this place. They throw if once they go on this high floor of the place, because the place I think is an abandoned parking lot or something like that. They go to the top floor of the place, they throw something in the bottom, and then it teleports up. When it goes down, you don't see it go down. It goes you see it fall down up, from up in the sky, and then fall down again, and then down again. So yeah, down up. So yeah, you just see it do that, and then yeah, but sometimes when you throw it, they don't come back. So yeah. And then from there, Jane, I think she gets a call from someone, and she's like, I need to I need to go. I need to like go. She's like, I need to like take this call, so I'll be right back. So she goes to a room and then she teleports to where the ether was at. She teleports where the ether got buried at, and then like the ether was calling to her, but like she was a she doesn't even reach for it. The ether goes to her instead. Like the ether literally like takes its power and goes inside her. So the ether goes inside Jane, and then after that, she wakes up again. She wakes up again, and then like she realizes that she has been gone for 5 hours because like Darcy and Ian called the cops because like she had been gone for 5 hours. So yeah, and then from there, while all this happening, like Heimdall uses his power to see what Jane is doing, and then he sees that Jane took the ether. So then he goes back to Earth like right at the moment where Jane like gets the ether and goes outside. So yeah, he goes to Earth, but like it shows that there's like a rainstorm, in it that he made himself, and then he shows up, and then he shows up, and then like Jane slaps the shit out of him twice, and then she's like, I just wanted to make sure you were real, and it's been 2 years, dude. So yeah, and then after that he takes her to Asgard, and then like he's like seeing like how does she have this power and all of that it's ether, and like I forgot to mention that before Thor took Jane to Asgard, like a cop like try to take her, but then like the ether used its power to like make them like fall back, like make them get them pushed like far back. So yeah. So yeah, but it does nothing to Jane though. So yeah, but it's not protecting Jane; it's protecting itself. So yeah, so like they take her to Asgard. They study her there, and they find out that she has the ether inside her. That it's not protecting her, but it's not protecting Jane, protecting herself. So yeah, what else was I saying? Oh yeah, and then from there, like you find out that Malekith finds out that the girl has the ether now, so he wants to take the ether now. He wants to take the ether from Jane now. So yeah, and then Thor and a lot of the Asgardians are trying to like help take the ether out of Jane, and just either destroy. I think they were gonna destroy it, or they were gonna bury it back into place. So yeah, but it's too much power to destroy. I think they were probably gonna destroy it. So yeah, and then so yeah, they're just trying to like take the ether out of her, but Malekith is trying to like go to Asgard and take it from her. So yeah, but like they're trying to take it away from her before Malekith can even get to Asgard or knows that she has it. So yeah, I think that's basically the whole plot of Thor: The Dark World. Now, do I like Thor: The Dark World? Yeah, I really like Thor: The Dark World. Actually, I love this movie. Actually, I know a lot of people like hate this movie. Like a lot of people hate this movie so much. Like I've seen a lot of people really hate on this movie, and they put it on the bottom of their MCU list, and they even put it in last place. Actually, like people tend to call this the worst MCU movie ever. I don't think so. Actually, I think it is very underrated. Actually, I really enjoy this movie. Actually, this movie's just very enjoyable to me. I just literally enjoy everything about this movie. Actually, this movie's just very enjoyable. Like I can literally enjoy this movie. Like I enjoy this movie a whole fuck a lot more than Iron Man 3, which is not even that enjoyable to me at all. So yeah, but this movie's just very enjoyable to me. Whenever I watch it, I'm just having a really good time. So yeah. What else was I saying? So yeah, and whenever I marathon the MCU movies, I never have a problem with rewatching Thor: The Dark World again. So yeah, but what was I saying? Yeah, just Thor: The Dark World. Yeah, I just really enjoy it. Just very underrated in my opinion. But I do agree that it is one of the more weaker MCU movies, but it's not a bad thing. This movie's still a pretty good movie. So yeah, let me think. Is there anything else I should say? And a lot of people do complain that Malekith in this movie is the most forgettable and the most dumbest MCU villain ever. I agree. I agree to that actually. Like I 100% agree with that. Malekith is definitely the most forgettable MCU villain of all time. He's literally one of the most forgettable villains of all time actually. Not even in MCU, but in movies in general actually. So yeah. But yeah, he's just very forgettable actually. I think this and Incredible Hulk might be the most forgettable MCU movies actually, but it's very underrated. I can see why Incredible Hulk is forgettable, but I actually do kind of see why this one's forgettable, but yeah, but like I don't, I kind of see it. I don't like full on see it. So yeah, um, what else was I saying? So yeah, just Malekith. He was just a very bad villain to me. Like literally, he was just very boring. Like he was probably the most boringest part of this whole movie. Just whenever he was on screen, I just felt like, okay, please get off the screen. Get off the screen. So yeah, just they could have gave us a way better villain, and like literally all Malekith does is just like walk around and talk, and not even English, like in a different like alien voice. Actually, he rarely even uses English in this movie. He's just talking in this like this weird alien voice we never even heard of before. He's just like ooka hoo-ha that's literally his whole character in this whole movie, just saying those stuff. And but like you do see subtitles in it though, but like you just wish he should speak English though. So yeah, but just yeah, that makes him even more forgettable. It's just his deep voice and the way he says things. So yeah, just like his whole reputation is just very forgettable too. So yeah, is there anything else I was saying? So yeah, just his reputation is not the greatest actually. So yeah, but I do think he's the worst MCU villain of all time. Actually, I do think he's worse than the villains in Iron Man 3. So yeah, I keep comparing this to Iron Man 3 because like Iron Man 3 does come before this, and it's like the second movie in Phase 2. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, in this movie, they both take place after the first Avenger, so that's why I want to compare them. Is there anything else I should say about Malekith? So yeah, just Malekith, just him wanting to find the Ether and to just have the six realms be with each other is just the most forgettable plot point ever. Actually, just the most forgettable plot point ever in an MCU movie. Actually, so yeah, that's just very forgettable to me. Actually, just very forgettable. Just him wanting to have the six realms, teleporting out of nowhere. So yeah, it's just very forgettable. Just him with like his stick too, and like just him with the ether, just him with his power. Just everything about Malekith is just fucking dumb and just fucking forgettable. Just yeah, just Malekith is just the number one issue I have with this movie. My major issue I have with this movie. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say about Malekith? I think that's all about Malekith. So yeah, just fucking terrible villain. But everything else in this movie I thought was pretty good actually. But what else was I saying? I'll get to my negatives in a little bit. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say about this movie before I get to the characters? So yeah, just pretty good movie. That's all I'm gonna say. I know I've been repeating myself. So yeah, but I'll just talk about the characters now. I don't have anything else to talk about as of now. So yeah, so the characters. I really liked Thor in this movie actually. I thought Thor was pretty good in this movie actually. I thought he was pretty cool in this movie actually, and I loved how they continued his relationship with Jane because I really loved their relationship in the first movie, and I love how they upgraded that even more in this movie. So yeah, and I really love that a lot about this movie. When I first saw this movie, I actually liked this movie better than the first Thor, and I'm like, no, I actually like the first Thor just slightly better. So yeah, but yeah, I think this movie might definitely be the weakest out of the Thor trilogy, but it's not a bad thing. Still a pretty good movie. I'm not bitching on this movie at all. Like at all, actually, not bitching. Just a couple things I'm bitching with in this movie. So yeah. What else was I thinking? So Thor, he was pretty good in this movie actually. Just his relationship with Jane really strong, and I really liked his relationship with his parents too. I thought he had some really strong chemistry with his father. Like literally, I really liked his chemistry with his father a lot. How like his father kept like rejecting Jane and all that. He was like, "No, father." So yeah, I really liked that a lot about him. Is there anything else I should say about him? And I also really liked his relationship with his mother too, how he really loved her. So yeah, and then like there was even a more stronger relationship with Loki and his mother, which I'll get to once I talk about Loki. So yeah, what else I think? So yeah, all the scenes with him in action are just really cool. Actually, just him spinning his hammer are just really cool. But I do think a couple of the action sequences with him are just very forgettable and they're just very predictable. Like the first action scene with him, I just thought was very predictable. Like when he's with when he was with that with that rock creature, I was already like expecting him just to spin his hammer and to just hit him once and then he dies. Like I was already predicting that he'd do that, and that's exactly what he did. So yeah, and that's another flaw I have with this movie. Just most of the action sequences here are very predictable. So yeah. But some of them here and but a lot of them here and there are not. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say about this movie? Is there anything else I should say about Thor? So yeah, I thought Thor had some really cool emotion in this movie too. I thought he bring off some really cool emotion to this movie actually. So yeah, and you can just really tell he wants to take the ether out of Jane. So yeah, and you can really tell he wants to protect Asgard, and he still wants to take the throne. So yeah, is there anything else I should say about Thor? I think that's all I should say about Thor for now. So yeah, he was pretty cool in this movie. Let me think. And then we get to Jane Foster. I really like Jane Foster in this movie. Actually, a lot of people tend to hate Jane Foster and like think she's like one of the worst parts in the whole MCU. So, but I personally love Jane Foster. Actually, I don't see why people hate her. I actually really like her actually, but I do think in this movie she does get a bit annoying at times, just a little bit annoying, like when she's like slapping people. I just think that's just very weird in my opinion. When she just like the scene where she slaps Thor like once like when she slaps Thor once I thought that was funny, but then when she slaps him again I was just like, okay, you overdid it. And then I thought she overdid it even more when she slapped Loki, and I was like, okay girl, you don't have to slap people. So yeah, that was just a big flaw I have with this movie, but I do think they're pretty funny. Like when she slaps Loki, I did catch a laugh. So yeah. Is there anything else? But like all the other stuff with her, I thought was really cool. Actually, like I really liked how the ether was inside her, like how the ether was inside her, and they were trying to like take it out of her. I really enjoyed that subplot. Actually, a lot of people tended to not like that, but I really liked that. So yeah, and I really like how she's gonna come back in the next Thor movie, Thor: Love and Thunder. But yeah, which I really hope gets made. So yeah, what else was I thinking? Hmm. So yeah, just Jane in this movie. So yeah, she really had a really strong relationship with Thor in this movie too. I thought they had some really good emotion to this movie. So yeah, and I really liked in the beginning where she was trying to find him, and then like she finds him. So yeah, and I thought that was pretty cool. And I really liked her relationship with Darcy too. And her intern. Yeah, that was really cool. And I really liked how she went on a date in the beginning with some other dude that she was just weirded out by. Yeah, that scene was really cool. Is there anything else? So yeah, and I thought I just really liked how she went into Asgard actually. Like I just really love how she entered Asgard. She was just walking around Asgard and like talking to everyone, and yeah, that was just really cool. Is there anything else I should say about about Jane? So yeah, I just really like her being in Asgard. I thought she deserved to be in Asgard actually. So yeah, I just really enjoy her being in Asgard. I don't know why, but I just really enjoy her being in Asgard. Is there anything else I should say about her? Hmm. So yeah, so yeah, and just I just really love how she has the ether in her, and she's just very sick, and whenever people attack her, like the ether just explodes on them. So yeah, that was really cool. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, I just really am a fan of Jane having the ether in her. Is there anything else I should say about Jane in this movie? So yeah, and I thought she had some really cool emotion with all the other Asgardians too. Like I thought she had some really cool chemistry with Thor's mom too. I thought she had some pretty cool chemistry with them, and also with Thor's father too. I thought she had some pretty cool chemistry with him too, and Loki too. Actually, like she had some really cool chemistry with Loki too. So yeah, just yeah. So yeah, I thought she had some really cool chemistry with all these Asgardians. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, I did like that scene where she was talking with what was his name, Odin, about how to get about the ether being inside her and all of that. So yeah, and I really like the whole scene where oh yeah, forgot to mention, review will contain spoilers. Leave the review. You haven't seen this movie, leave the review. Like I said, all the MC movies will have spoilers. So yeah, just leave the review. So yeah, and I really liked how Jane the scene when Jane Thor's mother was with Thor's mother, and like she was trying to like protect her from like Malekith. So yeah, that scene was pretty cool. And I really liked how she was like how strong of emotion her and Thor had when Thor's mother died and they had that funeral. That scene was actually really beautiful actually. The funeral scene for Thor's mother I thought was very beautiful. So yeah, and the music that played in that scene was just very beautiful to me. So yeah, just a very beautiful scene. The music, the chemistry, the emotion, the lighting, just everything about that scene was just very beautiful. So yeah, is there anything else I should say about her? So yeah, and I really liked all the scenes where she was in action too with the ether. Those scenes were really cool too. And I really liked how she was what she was doing towards the end battle too. So yeah, just Jane was just really cool in this movie. Yeah, and I do think that Jane might be one of the more stronger heroes to the MCU. Actually, nowhere near as strong as the main Avengers, but I think she might be somewhere up there. So yeah, is there anything else I should say about Jane in this movie? Uh, so yeah, Jane was really cool. Just didn't like her slapping people. So yeah. And then we get to Odin. I really liked Odin in this movie. Actually, I thought he gave off some really cool emotion. Him like doubting Jane and all of that. So yeah, and him just like always saying that Thor's just saying these things because of Jane and all of that. But then he's like, no, father, I'm saying it because for you and for myself. So yeah, I like those scenes, and I just thought he gave off some really cool emotion. I really liked all the scenes with him in action too. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say about Odin? So yeah, I thought he gave us some really cool line. He also gave us some pretty cool line delivery in this movie too. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, Odin was still a pretty cool character too. Um, Let me think. And then we get to Loki. I thought Loki was really cool in this movie. Actually, I thought everyone agrees that Tom Hiddleston's performance as Loki in this movie is by far his greatest performance ever as Loki, and I 100% agree with that. Tom Hiddleston did such an amazing job playing Loki in this movie. This is without a doubt his greatest performance, and I just love Loki every scene he's in, and just you can just really buy Tom Hiddleston's performance in this movie. He has more of a strong performance in this movie than Thor Ragnarok actually. So yeah, he just had a really cool performance in this movie. You can just really buy his performance and really buy his character too. So yeah, just Loki was just a really cool character in this movie too. I just love how he was just present throughout most of the movie, and like he was just like saying some really cool line delivery, and he was just like talking to all the prisoners and all. Well, he wasn't. He was just like not saying much, but like whenever his mother would visit him and whenever Thor would visit him, he gave us some really cool line delivery. Actually, he gave us some just really cool line delivery and really cool chemistry with all those people he was talking with. So yeah, just Loki was just really cool in this movie. Is there anything else I should say about Loki? So yeah, I just really like how Loki he knows what he did was wrong. It's just like, okay, I know I should wait. What was I thinking? Did he know what he was doing was wrong? Yeah, I think it's just like, okay. I'm just prison here. Whatever. So yeah, I really like that a lot about him, and he knows what he did in Earth was wrong, but he didn't care, and I really like that a lot about him. Is there anything else I should say about him? Hmm. Is there anything else I should say about him? So yeah, he was just. So yeah, and I really like that whole the scene where he was talking with his mother. I thought they gave off some really cool chemistry in that scene. What did they say? Let me think of the dialogue that went in there. He was just like telling her like. He was just telling her like. What was he telling her? Excuse me. I don't know why. I can't remember the dialogue that played in that scene, but I do remember that dialogue being very, very strong. Actually, it was something about her and Thor, or something like that. I think it was something like that, and her not even like her like she knows she doesn't know the full feeling of like Loki or something like that. I forgot what dialogue went in that scene, but she was just like, but he was just like, you don't know you don't know like all I forgot what it was. I don't know what it was. But yeah, just I thought they gave up some really cool chemistry in that scene. And I really liked how when he got out, like he was helping Thor and everything. I thought he gave us some really cool chemistry with Thor in that scene. I thought all the scenes with him in action were just really cool. And I really loved the scene where he faked him chopping off Thor's hand, but then like it was just a fake cover up so they can defeat Malekith and so they can destroy the ether. So yeah, that scene was really cool. Is there anything else I should say about that scene? So yeah, and I did really like how Loki like supposedly died in this movie. He didn't really die; he just faked his death, and I really like that a lot. I really like that scene a lot. That scene was really strong to me actually. Like I thought Thor gave off some really cool emotion to that scene. Him seeing his brother die, and like he was just like, and he was just like he was just like, I can't believe you did that for us. And he's just like, no, I did it for you. So yeah, and that scene was just really cool how he sacrificed himself. But then, no, it was just fake that he just faked his sacrifice. And that was really cool. So yeah, and I really like the last shot of the movie, the last scene of the movie where Odin and Thor are talking. They're talking about who to take the throne and all of that, and like if Thor is ready and all of that, and like talking about like his relationship with Jane and all of that. But then like Thor like walks away, and then you see that it was actually Loki disguised as Odin. And that scene was just really cool. So yeah, that scene was just really cool, and that was just a really cool way to end the movie, was to show that Loki is now has the throne, and that was just really cool. How by the end of the movie, Loki had the throne, like he had the throne. He's taking over the throne for Odin. So yeah, that was not for Odin. He's taking it from Odin. So yeah, that was just really cool. How it's just taking the throne without no one realizing that it's actually Loki. So yeah, that was just really cool. What's I saying? So yeah, Loki was I thought he was just much better in this. I thought he was even better in this movie than he was in the first Thor. So yeah, but he wasn't as good. He wasn't as good as he was in the Avengers, but very close. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say about Loki? So that's all about Loki. He was really cool, and I really liked no, I didn't really like her. I thought they ruined Darcy in this movie, actually. Cause like in the first Thor, I really liked Darcy. Actually, I thought she was really funny, very wise. Yeah, so yeah, she was just very funny and just very enjoyable and very attractive. And I just enjoyed every scene with her. But here, they very much ruined her, in my opinion, because like in every scene she's in, she's just very annoying. Actually, like she just really gets on your nerves at times. Like literally, she's so fucking annoying. Like when she's first introduced, she's just saying like this blah blah random bullshit, and like whenever like, and then when the scene where Jane and Thor left, she was just like, holy shit. Like yeah, and just every scene she just says something at the wrong time, and it's just very annoying. Just like every scene with her is just very annoying. But I did think she was more attractive in this movie than she was in the first one. So yeah, but yeah, she's just very attractive to me. She's still very attractive to me. So yeah, but I just thought they just made her annoying in this movie. They just very much ruined her in this movie. So yeah, but I wasn't really a huge fan of her character in this movie that much either. So yeah. What else was there? But I did really like her relationship with her intern. But I did think that went very random, actually, just very random how that happened. But I still really liked it. I thought it was pretty funny, actually, her falling in love with her intern when he saves her life. So yeah, that was just really funny, actually. So yeah, but just was very random, but still really funny. So yeah. Let me think. Is there anything else I should say? Thor's mother I thought was pretty cool in this movie too. She gave off some really cool emotion and some really cool chemistry, like I said. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say? And Eric Selvig does come back in this movie, but Eric Selvig has changed a lot. Like he's changed a lot since the events of the first Thor and the Avengers. Actually, in this movie, he's very dramatized on like Loki controlling him, and he can't believe that he did bad, that he brought the aliens to the world, that he was the one that brought the aliens to the world, and he's just very shocked about that. He's very dramatized about that. He's very fucked up about that, and I just really like that a lot about Eric in this movie. He just went very crazy, actually. So yeah, just really like that a lot about Eric, and I really love how it showed him on the TV going crazy. He was like showing up naked in front of like the rock things or something like that. There was like these, those big rocks that are like next to each other in like a green this like field or something like that. So yeah, he was like showing up naked in there, and then from there they sent him to a mental hospital with a bunch of old people, but then they got bailed out by Darcy. So yeah, those whole scenes were pretty cool, actually. And I really liked the scene where when Thor comes back to and I really like how like he takes off his pants, because like they make him think, like when he's with Darcy and Ian, like he's trying to like think, but like he's taking off his pants, and he hugs Thor, and he's just like, where are your pants? And they're like, he says that helps him think. Yeah, that was just really funny. So yeah, just Eric very much changed so much. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say about Eric? So yeah, and I really like that scene where when Thor tells Eric that Loki died, he's just like, oh, thank God. He's like, oh, I mean, I'm so sorry to hear that. And then he hugs him, and then you see him smile. Yeah, that scene was just very funny to me. So yeah, and I really liked how he was joining in the end battle too. So yeah, that was just really cool too. Is there anything else I should say about him? So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, Eric was pretty cool in this movie, actually. He definitely gave off some really strong emotion and a little bit of strong chemistry here and there. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say? Heimdall's in this movie too. I thought he was pretty cool in this movie. He didn't really have much of a big character in this movie, but he was still pretty cool. Um, is there anything else I should say? And I really liked Ian in this movie. He wasn't really necessary to this movie, but he was still a pretty cool character actually. Ian he wasn't a cool character actually. I take it back. He was an okay character actually. He didn't really have much of a story arc in this movie besides just helping them out and all of that. He wasn't really necessary, but he was okay. But like I said, I really liked his relationship with Darcy a lot, and I really liked the chemistry him and Darcy had too. So yeah, and I really liked how Darcy would sometimes pick on him too. So yeah, that was really funny. So yeah, is there anything else? So yeah, I just really like how they ended up falling in love by the end of it all. So yeah, is there anything else? And I did think Ian was pretty funny at times too. Like I did think he was pretty funny at times. So yeah, he was really funny too. So yeah, let me think. Is there anything else I should say? And then we get introduced to another villain in this movie. I sort of thought he actually seemed more of the villain to me than Malekith did. His name was Curse. He was this big thing, and he had like a bull head thing or something like that. And he was like this big buff dude. I thought he was a lot more cooler than Malekith was. He didn't even have much of a character in this movie, but he was still a lot more cooler than fucking Malekith was. So yeah, but I did think he was a lot cooler than Malekith. He definitely had a lot of cool action sequences, like the scene where he was fighting Thor and Loki. I thought was just fucking awesome, and him like getting exploded, I thought was really cool. So yeah, he was just really cool in this movie. I just thought he was a lot more cooler than the main villain here. So yeah, he should have been the main villain actually. Like I thought Curse should have been the main villain to this movie actually. Like, just give the whole thing to Curse actually. That would have been really cool actually. But he was just he was still a really cool villain. Just every scene he was in. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say? I think that's all the characters in this movie. So yeah, and I really did like the whole scenery to this movie a lot actually. The whole scenery was really cool to this movie. I did think Asgard still looked really beautiful in this movie. Like, it still looked very eye-popping to me. Like, all the scenes in Asgard looked really cool, and all the scenes in Earth too looked really cool too. Like all the scenes with them in London, I thought all looked really beautiful. So yeah, just every scene with them, like not even in Asgard either, but like in that other planet too, that green planet, I thought was really cool. So yeah, just the scenery was just a really big praise to this movie. So yeah, I just really love the scenery to this movie. So yeah, all the actors I thought did a really good job in this movie, but. I did think Darcy, her performance Kat Dennings' performance in this movie wasn't really all that. I think she was the only one that was the least great out of all of them. So yeah, but other than that, I thought everyone did such a really good job with their performances. So yeah. I did think the soundtrack to this movie was actually really cool actually. Not the most memorable soundtrack, but it was still really cool actually. It reminded me a little bit of the soundtrack in Spider-Man Homecoming actually, but it sounded more cooler than that. I won't talk about Spider-Man Homecoming in this series, by the way, just letting you guys know, because like Spider-Man Homecoming, I'll review that once Spider-Man 3 comes out. Spider-Man, what was the name called? Homesick. Yeah. So yeah, and I really liked the action sequences. I thought they were all really cool, but like they're very predictable, like I said at times. So yeah, the pacing was pretty cool actually. I thought this movie went by pretty fast. So yeah, to rate this movie, I'll rate this movie a B+. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Yeah, a really good movie.